some men kind of getting drugged.
I find corny is my preference is not my women. Now, I thought it was I'm not dating my women, period, which is the corniest human being outside of a criminal to me, period. Those are your roots. Those women are reflected in your roots. So if you're saying, hey, I don't generally date them, but I have more space for it, even though I still think it's a little corny.
Akash only dates brown. Akash has been with one girl in his life who is his wife.
That's my wife. That's an
Indian
Indian woman.
So this is like loyal through and through.
Okay. And I understand it's not as important for y'all, but as an Indian, there's not a lot of us who are famous. So whether you like it or not, people are looking at you as a role model. You guys have established yourselves as role models. From simps to pimps, which is another motto I find kind of corny, but I looked into what you guys are about. And a lot of the shit is just childish, which is fine if you want to be funny. We just talk about how doctors ain't shit for 45 minutes. Mm-hmm. We are not in any way life coaching. We are not in any way trying to help men outside of, hey, come have a laugh for a couple hours. Right. If you're going to paint yourself as life coaches and then say, like, my preference is, which is honestly is, I don't want to date black girls. That's the way every black dude that fucks girls says it. I've dated black girls in my life. All right, bro. Who the fuck hasn't except me? You know what I mean? Everybody gonna dabble in everything. It is the mentality that I have an issue with, and Alex is upset with the specific words, true, but underneath it, he's upset with the mentality. And a lot of stuff you guys say in general, I think is stuff that's kind of childish. I saw a clip where you were like, oh, the nuclear family's falling apart. What do? I don't get married. Just don't get married. You actually trying to help men, or you talking to fucking incels who are 18 years old? That's some shit you say to college. I'm gonna turn you from a simp to a pimp. All right, bro. Can we grow up? You guys are self-help. Hey, we're trying to help men. So either we're funny or help men and be real and be honest with yourself and don't have an ego like, no, I have a preference. Be honest. Let's just be mature about what we feel. And part of that maturity is, yeah, it was a bad joke. I don't actually feel exactly that way.
Listen, it was good to hear a man get them together and let them know just how stupid they sound. I don't know if it's going to change anything, because I do feel like they have a particular audience that they make sure they pander to, that's going to consistently show up and that's going to consistently make sure that they are paid or whatnot. But I'm glad the guy used his platform to bring them on and get them together. And I just noticed the posture was different, because the lighter one, I feel like I'm always seeing him when he goes viral yelling at women or something.
Mm-hmm. It's always him. I don't even recognize the other one, honestly. Just the Middle Eastern looking one, Eritrean looking one.
He seemed to be pretty calm and demure on that day.
Well, they lost their page. They lost their YouTube. I believe they got banned. So they've probably been humbled recently. I feel like, I don't know whether it was during that time where it seemed like they were going back and forth. I don't know whether it was like Cynthia G at the same time. I could be wrong about that, but there was a back and forth, and I believe that, their channel was taken down. And I remember feeling like I'm not about to rejoice in anybody losing their platform, because I am sensitive to that.
Yeah.
But I also feel like the language that they use is dangerous, as we've seen. And I think that they talk something they don't walk. And I think people need to stop accepting that from people that they seek advice from, because y'all do the same thing with Umar. Umar is always talking about the black family and the community, and then doesn't pay, he pays child support, but he's not there to help raise his daughters. Like, you are not walking in your talk. And so what you're saying to people with such, passion is really bullshit. But people are not smart enough to see that all the time. They're just leading with their emotions, which is why, everybody's really like zombies sometimes, because they don't think about nothing these niggas is saying. Anybody that's actually in coochie will tell you that's not two dudes you should listen to if you actually trying to get coochie. Like, you have to be coochie, bro. Like, at some point.
They aim for the young girls that are young-minded.
They do.
You're muted, Niecy.
I said who? The two guys?
Yeah, more so the Middle Eastern looking one. I'm not sure what his background is.
Yeah, they sound very hurt. I'm honestly a bit concerned. They really do spread the rhetoric of the man is the prize. It's very feminine. So yeah, I'm glad the man clocked them. The only thing I don't like though
Mhm.
is when he started out and said that you guys have established yourself as some sort of role model. Um, Everybody with a platform is not a role model. That's just that.
That's very true. And I have to add to that and say every celebrity is not one either.
Hmm.
Okay. And
Mhm.
I don't understand why this is hard for people. You know how people are always talking about, oh, well, y'all are role models, whether you like it or not, because kids are watching. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Do we not remember being kids and knowing that you could like enjoy somebody, but you knew not to be like them? For instance, I remember my dad like disconnecting the R-rated, putting a parental control on my television after years of me being able to watch whatever I wanted to because he heard me listening to I Got That Fire by Juvenile. And
Mm.
my daddy wasn't used to this type of lewd music for real. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And they talking about you want a nigga that stay shy. I've always got, all of this shit. And that was my song. Okay. I know that shit by heart to this day. But I had to explain to him in order for him to take the parental controls off my television, child. I was like, I understand that this is something that they're saying, but something I don't need to do. Like I can enjoy the music and also separate myself, knowing that this is not something that I want to be involved in. Like I don't want my sex to sound like this.
Hmm.
Like,
I honestly think that's the healthiest way. I think that's the healthiest way to come up is when you expose to shit, but also you can realize, like, as a child, I can't cuss, but adults can cuss, or I can't do this, but this is on TV. Because then you get the kids that's completely shielded from that, and they become curious. They do stuff. They become secretive. Them to be badass kids. Let your kids see what they need to see. Let your kids see these people and tell them that they are not your role models. It's really that simple.
Yeah, for sure. Okay.